ladies and gentlemen. Wayslave is here from NBC Studios. Lana Bauda is here with me, and as always, Bassam will join us later in the episode.
Sebastia is different. It's from the Roman eras, the Iron Age,
Roman
lots of
and
history.
Greek eras.
Yes, it has like different details that you don't see anywhere.
Actually, I went on Sebastia for a hike, but it was at night, so I did not see much of the the Roman stuff and everything. But it was I mean, in the countryside, we're trying to find some spot for a view.
But Bassam, I would love to ask you about areas in Sebastia. Like we have Area C and Area B. Did you see these things?
There's a big conflict on that,
Yes.
actually. It's like an Area C, where the Israelis are very much into that piece of land. They're too attached to it, just as much as we are, I guess. There are lots of conflict going on between the youth and the Israeli occupation forces, and there's lots of things, the celebrations, they do culture needs there, the religious needs, and lots of different things.
So you had a great trip there, and now we will see it together. Stay tuned with us.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
What is this place?
It's in Sebastia.
Guest house?
It's guest house.
Can I have, please, a cup of any drinks you have and a water?
Okay.
Water. Thank you. It's amazing. Thank you. That would be all. Thank you. Hello NBC World, once again with another episode from Journey Around Palestine with NBC Journal. So today I've been walking around the Nablus region. I've came across this ancient town. It's very enchanting and ancient. I see this manual I just got from one of the waiters around this amazing guest house with amazing details, amazing farming skills, amazing architecture, and the rocks. If you notice, it's like a very, very, very old. We will going to be walking around in moments after I finish my cup of juice and have a break because it's been a long walk coming around here. Stay tuned in one moment. So what we have just found out is this town itself was from the Roman eras, the Iron Age and the Byzantine era, whereas it's said in all this I just got from the manual, by the way, so it's not from, I didn't just make it up. And I just met with the manager of the Mosaic Guest House, and so that confirms my knowledge. We're going to be looking for someone right about now to help us with our journey around Sebastia. I think I see one. Hey! How are you doing?
Hello, I'm fine.
Can I have a moment of your time, please?
Okay.
How are you doing?
How are you?
My name is Bassam.
Welcome, Bassam.
I'm going on a journey around Sebastia.
Welcome to Sebastia.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Zaid and I'm from Sebastia.
You're from Sebastia?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I hope it's not too much to ask if you can help me go on a journey with you. Can you show me around?
Yeah, I will show you.
Awesome. So
welcome again.
Let's go.
Welcome. Now we will go to the mosque of the Sultan Abdul Hamid II.
Where? The Sultan Abdul Hamid II?
Yeah, the mosque of the Sultan Abdul Hamid II.
The mosque of the Sultan Abdul Hamid II.
The second,
All right,
yes.
that's the right order.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. What is this place?
So here we have another archaeological site called Basilica.
Basilica?
Yeah, Basilica.
What exactly is the basilica?
This is the Basilica.
This is the basilica. So what was here? And here and here. It's all over the place, but what was here? It looks interesting.
It was a court.
A court.
Yeah.
So that's where they pass on judgment.
Yeah, this is the place for judgment here.
That's what we have for today, folks. For today's journey with Zaid and Uncle Abu Faris.
Welcome.
I got well educated today from Zaid, my teacher for today. I can't believe what's been on in Palestine here, and I haven't heard about it. I haven't been here before. Honestly, I'm actually very surprised and proud to be here today. So stay tuned for the next journey with us next week. So today we're going around the Najah University, asking people how well do you know your friend? Because sometimes you're born with your friend, but you know nothing about him. We're going to be asking general questions about your friends, what movies, food, coffee shop is their favorite, and let's see how well they do. We're with Muad and Abdullah today. So how long have you guys been friends?
5 years.
5 years. So if I ask you some questions about your friendship, would you know?
Yes, I know.
What's Abdullah's favorite food?
Its favorite food, mahshi.
Mahshi. What's his favorite movie?
I think 300.
300. Who's his favorite doctor?
I think Iyad Assaf, doctor. Dr. Iyad Assaf.
Iyad Assaf. Is your favorite doctor Iyad Assaf?
Yes.
What's your favorite food?
Fish.
Fish, not mahshi. And what's your favorite movie?
Wanted.
Wanted. You got 1 out of 3 right. So thank you guys. You guys need work on your friendship. What's his favorite movie?
Titanic.
Titanic. Who's his favorite doctor?
Ayad. Ayub.
Aya Ayub. What's his favorite food?
شاورما ملوخية.
Shawarma and ملوخية. What's your favorite food?
شاورما عندي ملوخية.
What's your favorite film?
سبونج بوب.
SpongeBob. How old are you?
20.
Who's your favorite doctor?
هيا أيوب.
Aya Ayub. So you got 3 out of 4 correct. Awesome. Thank you guys. So Maisa and Athir, right? You're both sisters?
Yes.
What's your sister's favorite movie?
The Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. And what's her favorite food? And who does she like better, your mom or your dad?
That.
Dad. Okay. Who do you like better, your mom or your dad?
Of course, too.
2 of them. And what's your favorite movie?
The Maze Runner.
The Maze Runner. And what's your favorite food?
Kabsa.
Kebsi. Are you guys sure you're sisters? You got 3 wrong. You should know your sister better. So we're with
Dana,
Dania.
Dana and Danya. How long have you guys known each other?
since we weren't born.
Born? Okay, and what's her favorite food?
She doesn't eat.
Okay, and what's her favorite coffee shop?
I don't know.
You don't know. So okay, let's see her answers. What's your favorite food?
شاورما.
And what's your favorite coffee shop?
الطريق.
At-Tari is a coffee shop. Okay, so you guys don't know each other, even though you guys were born together. The community is one of the smallest communities in the world, so I think it deserves to be visited. Like the Samaritan village, it has
700, I think, 712 people there.
Yeah, are they the
Yes.
only Samaritans left?
basically it's just
Yeah, of
it's
course.
just that, not just because they're the only ones. It's the Samaritans all marry from each other's. And since there's more females nowadays than males, or the other way around, I can't really precisely remember, is that they marry now from Ukrainians and part Israelis.
Yeah, and so speaking of that, they hold they hold two citizenships,
true.
the Palestinian and
The Arab
They're
and
like the
Hebrew.
neutral zone. They're the neutral zone between the Palestinians and the Israelis. They
And
consider
they-
themselves the
yes.
peace community.
They support the two-state solution, and I think they don't care about all the conflict in the Middle East and the Israeli-Palestinian
To
conflict.
somewhat degree they do, but we're going to be checking out this video that I took together. Mount Gerizim, the secret land of the Samaritans, also known as the Samaritan village, and one of the smallest communities in the world. What's so interesting about the Samaritan village is that they live between the Palestinians and the Israelis, and they live in the both communities peacefully without any harm. Today we're going to explore about the Samaritan village's celebrations, the Samaritan religion's celebrations, Samaritan village's tradition and culture. So stay tuned and check us out.
My name is Abdallah Cohen, and I'm from the Samaritans who live in Mount Gerizim. And we believe we are the important part of the ancient Israelites who entered the Holy Land 3,650 years ago. The Samaritans have what's known as the Israelite tradition. They follow the first 5 books of Moses, the Torah, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And they also use ancient Hebrew, which is different than what the Jewish people today use, which is known as Assyrian Hebrew. And also there are differences, important differences, between the 5 books of the Samaritans and the 5 books of the Jewish. The most important one is the place of worship. The Samaritans believe in Mount Gerizim, which is the mountain we're standing on right now, as the central place of worship, the place where the tabernacle should be built, and that's where we do 3 times pilgrimage on the top of it. We have 7 festivals really during the year, 3 important or big main one. The first one is the Passover. We have the Shavuot, which is called the 7 weeks. And the third one is the Sukkot, which is where we build what's known as the tabernacle. It's made out of fruits that we attach on the ceiling. Looks really beautiful, smells very good. And it's to remind us of the Exodus from Egypt. We lived in Nablus for over 3,000 years, and specifically with the Arabs in Nablus for over 1,500 or at least more than that for 2,000 years. So we really have very good relationships with both communities, and we try to also be a bridge of peace really between both Israelis and Palestinians. In fact, we have 2 IDs, Palestinian and Israeli ID, which give us a lot of freedom and also help us build better relationships with both sides, because it's important that we have good relationship. Weddings and prides. Weddings in the community take 7 days. And one of the important, of course, things to do is to write the marriage paper, which consists of talking about the bride and the groom and what they did in their life. And also we have a slight problem with marriage, which is that we used to have more males than females in the community. So marriage in the community has been a little bit of a challenge. We had more males than females in the community, which meant that not every single man will find a Samaritan woman. So in order for us to solve this problem, we had to marry from outside the community. So we went from Israeli women and even Muslim women from Azerbaijan, and specifically from Ukraine. But all of them had to convert to become a Samaritan. They go through a process of about 30 days or 60 days, and then they prove if they can keep Shabbat, keep the traditions and the ceremonies.
She got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories.
Despite the struggles Palestinians go through, with true hard work and dedication, Osama Abu Safiyya and Farouk Abu Safiyya formed an underground home studio with music production, with playing their own music, classic, rock and pop, and all sorts of genres are raised together. Let's check them out together.
Too long, I'd probably break down and cry. Oh, sweet child of mine.
So we're with the one only Osama Abu Safiyya, and every great artist has a story, and I want to hear what Osama Abu Safiyya has for us today. How did you form this great studio?
It's a long story actually. Started before 5 years ago. I was working in the An-Najah University Theatre, and I was playing too many instruments before. So
guitar,
electric,
oud, org,
exactly.
and drums?
Not the drums. I play a few percussions, but
Okay.
yeah, you know. So I started to search about recording and this stuff, to record my own music and the things that I love to record. Or
So you learned how to do production, and you used all the instruments that you learned to play in more than one song.
Yeah, exactly.
In your songs.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Cool. That's what called music production, or composing.
That's what I call a true artist.
Yeah, thank you.
And how about Farouk Abu Safiyya? Who is he to you?
He is my cousin, first of all, and he helped me a lot in this thing. He is a drums player, a percussion player. He can play guitar also and keyboard. So we opened this home studio together, and we are working in it together.
So he's like
from
your
the start.
He's also a big part of the
Yes,
studio.
exactly.
He's like the backbone
Exactly.
of the
Yes.
studio. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
And you guys work together to make something out of yourselves in the
Yes.
community.
Yes, exactly.
And you guys haven't published anything yet?
Yes, we have. There's few things on YouTube and SoundCloud. We have original song that we wrote together in this studio. It's called Baskot Raha, and it's an alternative song.
So where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on YouTube. If you type Osama Abu Safiyya, or if you type Baskot Raha, you can find the song on the YouTube.
YouTube Baskot
Raha.
Baskot Uraha. Okay.
Yes.
Instagram?
Instagram, yes. I have my private account on Instagram, and I put my records and my stuff on it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Let's check out more of what music he has to show us.
رجعني لأيام كيف كنا صغار نحضر كرتون ونهرب من الدار بسكوت وراحة وعيشة مرتاحة وأكبر همنا كان كيف نلعب والدنيا شتا 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 نلعب تحت الشتاء.
Hello again, our dearest viewers, and now with our guest from An-Najah National University, we're going to talk about burying the Nakba, and also how Israel hides documents and evidences since the 1948 Nakba. Hello and welcome again, Dr. Amjad Abulaz.
Hi, Lana. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Yeah, we're glad to be here with you tonight. Actually, like to start tonight, would you fill us in about the documents that everyone has been talking about?
Yes, actually, it's very interesting documents, and actually, this is the first time in the history that an Israeli newspaper published documents and evidence that criminalize Israel.
Yeah, it was the Haaretz, I guess.
Yes, and actually it's been, they spread wide now, and it's very important documents because this is the first time that an Israeli academic, an Israeli journalist that revealed this kind of documents. And actually, as a Palestinians, we were looking for that kind of evidence. We've been asking the Israeli to talk about the refugee and to talk about the Nakba, and in a way to support our narrative. But this is not just the only, we're not talking about a couple of papers, we're talking about Israel hide more than 300,000 papers since before actually establishing in Israel.
That's history.
Yes,
That's history.
actually before that. So we're talking about 300,000 papers that's been hidden. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, he signed a document recently. He asked the government to hide all the archive. And for example, if you want to know about the secrets about assassination of Yahya Ayyash, you have to wait until 2080.
Wow.
And if you want to know the history about for example, 1973 war, you have to wait until 2044. So actually, Israeli Prime Minister, he knows that the sensitivity of this kind of documents. He always asks the government to postpone revealing this kind of sensitive because they know there will be news against Israel in the international law.
Let me ask a question. Like, how can Palestinian narrations use these documents and use these issues in order to
help and support the
help,
Palestinian-Israeli
Palestinian
conflict?
issue?
Unfortunately, these are good questions, but unfortunately, until now, we don't have this kind of organizations that to follow up this kind of evidence. I mean, we should. If we define the two authorities, we're talking about the Palestinian Authority. Unfortunately, doesn't have the legal authority to talk about this issue. Sounds like there's as a peace agreement between Israel
Oslo.
and also it's a called Oslo agreement, which it tied our hand from taking Israel to the international court with these issues. But the only organizations that can take Israel to the international human rights organizations is the PLO.
The Palestinian Liberation Organization.
Because it represents the Palestinians across the world, and actually it has the legal legitimacy to take Israel, and in cooperation with our friends around the world, with the human rights organizations, and I'm sure a lot of Israeli leftists will support this, because if you see the interviews with the journalist who published the story, he said, I wanted the Israeli people, the Israeli audience to know the fact, to know what we have done to the Palestinians and before the war, 1948, and after the establishment of Israel. So there's a public opinion within the Israeli community, but we need to talk to them. We need to support the leftists who support our right as well.
Also, media plays a huge role in this. So, like, what is the role of Palestinian and international media in the whole thing?
Unfortunately, we are a failure in this. We are talking to Palestinians, we are eating Palestinians, we are thinking in Palestinians.
We think locally.
Exactly. We don't have a newspaper, respected, have a credibility newspaper to talk to the audience around the world.
I agree.
You know, there's no newspapers that can, address the world and to address the Palestinian voice. And actually, this vacuum let the Israelis fill it.
Even digital diplomacy. Is there any digital diplomacy within the Palestinian?
We are Israel now in the top 12 countries, I think, in the world with the digital diplomacy.
I never see the Palestinian Authority doing any Twitter posts or using keeping up with the social media.
Yeah, but we always
things that
see
people use.
the Israeli, for example, Netanyahu and all of these things can.
It very much helps.
Let's be fair. Recently, Hamas leaders, they took the lead and they start to tweet. Some of the Palestinian leaders as well start to use the social media and Facebook, but it's not like the Israelis. It's not like
they're not very active.
Exactly. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Israel, they have $30 million for the digital diplomacy and public diplomacy. They know how to address. They know how to shape the public opinion. And by the way, this is very important, dangerous fact, this document, because that will change the public opinion internationally and will put Israel in the corner to say, you committed a crime and this is the evidence by your archive.
What do you think should journalists and the Palestinian journalists and others do to...
are we in the right path? As citizens, journalists, writers, Palestinian writers, are we in the right path?
From your professional opinion,
we
used to be better. If you look at the, from 1960s until Oslo Agreement, we were great. We did great job focusing on people and grassroots. So we participate in student union, with women union, and everywhere. So we were everywhere. We speak. You see the guys, they're wearing kufiya. They participate in all the conferences around the world.
We became symbols. Symbols even came out.
No. But because of Oslo, we start act as a state. We are not a state yet. So we forgot, we have neglected the public opinion, the normal people, and we start to focus on the state.
It's like we forgot our goal.
No, it's not a goal. It's target. We have to work in two sides.
That's what I mean, the target,
state
yes.
and the grassroots. We have to talk to the Israeli society. We have to talk to the Chinese society, to the British society. Why we have to talk to the state? The state and people. And that is, I think, is a big mistake from the Palestinian Authority. We have to work in both sides. The public, grassroots, and the state.
And how does culture and heritage plays role in all of this?
Our history and our culture is very rich. You know, we can talk hours and hours about our history, about kufiyya, about food, kunafa, falafel, about our identity. But unfortunately, because for many reasons, we fail in this. First of all, we don't have an expertise in public relations and PR. Israel, perfect in that. Second things, many Palestinians cannot speak English. And most of the journalists actually in this country, they cannot speak English.
English is very weak, yes.
Not just that. Leaders. Give me one Palestinian leader who speak very good English and strong English, try to convince the international community. While the Israelis, most of them, they speak fluent English.
Even if not more than 3 languages.
Yes, 3 languages.
And Arabic.
Yeah, but they also, I think, as Israeli, they steal our food, they steal our culture, they steal our history. So are we, in the right way to fight these things or not?
With this kind of strategy, no. Unfortunately, we are using the same rhetoric. We are the same path.
Same tactic.
We don't use... And our image in the international media, we are a terrorist. You know?
True.
Yeah, and that's...
So what you're saying is that we're sending the wrong message, using the wrong methods.
Yes.
And
we're both Muslims and Palestinians, so it's a hard
hard thing to fight.
Comparing
the stereotypes.
That's part of the problem. If you look at the Palestinians, we have now 5 messages. Look, messages of the West Bank, messages of Gaza, messages of the people who lives in Israel, and people who lives in abroad, but refugees. So we have 5 contradicted messages. While the Israelis, they have one message. All of them, they speak one language, one idea. But if you look at the Palestinians, in Gaza, they want to, lift the blockade. Yeah. In West Bank, they want a state. Stop the settlements. The people, the Arabs who lives in Israel, they want equality. The people who live abroad, they've been neglected. Nobody cares about them. So we have a problem with their messages and players, many players, many messages.
Well, thank you, Dr. Amjad Abou El-Aziz. It's always a nice talk with you, and it's a great pleasure actually having you here, and thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me, and all the best in your program.
Thank you.
Loved every opinion, every professional opinion. Glad to have you here at the university, actually.
Thank you so much.
Students are good hands. For more details, visit nn.ps, and see you next Tuesday.